2023 will be the year that will change everything. 2023 will be a year that will go down your life as the year that you tried and you succeeded. 2023 will be the year that will change everything that has ever happened in your life and what will happen in your future for your entire life forever. Guys, 2023 is here and I'm excited to announce to you guys exactly how to succeed in wholesaling real estate, how to have the best year ever, and how, first and foremost, how to get on the best track possible for success in wholesaling real estate and in your entire life. I'm super excited. I'm jacked up today because I know every one of you guys have a brand new slate, and you're really like 1 week from the other is not going to change much, but what I can tell you for a lot of people, this is a new year. Everything is different. The game has changed. This is the year that will change everything for you. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to take this year by the horn and change your life forever. Guys, what I can tell you is I had a year like this, and I'll get a little more about it in this video, but I had a year, it was basically 2018. And I actually started wholesaling real estate in 2017. I was doing deals, but 2018 was really my year of change. And that was really when my entire trajectory of my entire life changed forever. 1 year to change the rest of my life. And what I can tell you is if you take 2023 by the horns and you do exactly what I tell you to do, how I can help you out and how you can become the best wholesaler possible, my 2018 will be your 2023. I can tell you guys, history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. Mark Twain said that. And what I can tell you is if you can rhyme what my 2018 year was for me, you will be a changed man, a changed woman, a changed person, a changed entrepreneur, a changed wholesaler. This is why I want everybody watching this today to really look at themselves in the mirror tonight and really figure out by yourself and really ask yourself this one question. Am I willing to do what it takes to become successful? Am I willing to do what it takes to become a champion? Am I willing to do exactly what I need to do for myself, my family, my future, and everybody that depends on me? This is a question you have to ask yourself. This isn't no foo-foo video, no foo-foo live stream where I get you all jacked up and excited and then sell you a course at the end. Guys, there's nobody in your corner at the end of the day time. And I get it, right? Like we can go to live streams, listen to me, I can help you out, but you're gonna have to back yourself up on this corner this year. This is a year for yourself. You don't have to depend on anybody else, no YouTuber, no influencer, not like it's you. It's all you. I can help guide you. I can help you the best you possibly can. But at the end of the day, it's if you're gonna go out here and take action. Let me give you a little shocker for everybody out here that says, oh, I'm gonna buy a course and get a wholesaling coach and stuff. You can go buy whatever courses you want. At the end of the day, if you don't put in the work, the course guru guy is gonna say, or gal at the Zoom is gonna say, well, you just need to work harder. That's what they all say. I say the same exact thing. Don't pay $5,000, listen to me for free. It doesn't matter. But really, guys, the main point of today, and really what I want to get into is talking about the year of change, the year of you, the year of everything that's going to change in your entire life. This is, hands down, the year of change. This is when everything in your life changes forever. And most people, great entrepreneurs, great wholesalers, they all had this 1 year of change. I know a lot of people who did very well in 2022, and 2022 is their year of change. A lot of wholesalers in the chat, if 2022 is your year of change, let me know. But I think for most people, their year of change is this year. This is their year of change. This is the year that changes everything. And this is what I really want to break down and talk about today. I think this is going to be one of the biggest, baddest years of everybody's life. And I think so many wholesalers, they get jacked up at the beginning of the year. And let me just tell you the truth. This is just like working out or New Year's resolution. New Year's resolution. And it's like, oh, I'm going to lose all this weight. Week 1 at the gym. Week 2 at the gym. Week 3, week 4. Week 5, Week 6. When you go to week 40, week 50, people aren't there. But there is some bad people, some bad men and women out there that said 2022 is my year of change. They showed up every single day. They never stopped. And now they're on their year 2 of change. And the real question is, I get everybody excited at the beginning of the year for wholesaling real estate. That's easy. That's easy, okay? That's a joke, okay? Literally, all I have to do is just show you checks that people that are learning from freewholesaling.com are going in here doing deals and they get all excited. Guys, everybody I can show, and I'll show some checks today of some people that got their first deal that they made this year, right? Like I could show you forever. And there's hundreds of thousands of people getting the wholesaling real estate. And there's tens and tens of thousands of people that I teach and mentor absolutely for free that made 2020 their year of change. Like I think of Daryl made, I think 500K in, I think three months. I know he made 100K his first month, almost made 100K his first month wholesaling real estate because he had a newborn on the way. That was the year of change. I think of Corey, who really changed his life on here, right? I think of Ralph that we've talked a little bit about it, right? Khalil got his $18,000 first deal. Like 2022, I can go on and on and on and on forever about how this was their year of change. Sullivan, $43,000 deal. Think about some podcasts I did. I don't want to leave anyone out, but like what I could say is so many wholesalers out here. This is just another year for you, right? Like you've already had your year of change and this is just the year of growth for you, right? There's There's so many people out here that are in different points of their life. But I can tell you, for most people, this is the year of change. Screw the year of the rat, the year of the dragon. This is the year of you, okay? And remember, guys, you got to bet on yourself. And the only person that can lose is you. We're not betting on a football game, a basketball game, or soccer game that someone's going to win or lose, guys. You're betting on yourself. And if you lose the bet. You lose the money. You lose your time. So why don't you just go all out for yourself, okay? And this is what I want to tell everybody out here, right? Everybody's in a different point in their life, but this will be the year of your change. And what I could tell you about 2018 and why I'm talking about why are you talking about you, Zach? Why are you talking about you? 2018 was my year of change. And what do I mean by this? I started real estate wholesaling in 2017, right? 17 years old. Basically, when I was 18 years old, went to college. So I graduated high school beginning of 2018, right? Got my AA degree in high school, and I basically went to college for a couple semesters in 2018, specifically summer B and then the fall. And then I went back home because I figured I could just do my classes online, graduated online, did wholesaling, partnered up with Rick. 2019 destroyed it, right? But what I can tell you in wholesaling real estate is 2018 was my year of change because I did one thing in 2018. First 4 months of 2018, okay? Pretty much status quo. And this might be shocking. Like, I was doing my bandit signs, I was in high school, I was just chilling, okay? That really wasn't my year. Month 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That was really when things started changing 2018. Honestly, 2018 wasn't even my year of change. You know, the latter half of 2018 was really my year of change. Because when I went to college and I was in a dorm room for 2 semesters, I realized I can't do bandit signs in Port St. Lucie if I'm up in Gainesville, Florida. What am I gonna do? I had 2 options for myself. I got pegged in a corner, and I didn't have to go to college. So I got a full ride, and you know, lo and behold, you know, I was able to come back. But like, I was like, shoot, what am I gonna do? I made 100K first year, life changing. But like, what am I gonna do now, right? And I figured out pretty much my only option was virtual wholesaling, right? Gainesville, Florida was not the best option for me for wholesaling real estate, and I go with that for a whole different day. But what I can tell you is Port St. Lucie, that's what I knew, and that's what I was really good at. That's where I had my buyers ready. And so I figured out virtual wholesaling. What do I do? And the only option I knew was cold calling. I didn't even know what cold calling, like I knew what it was. I watched The Wolf of Wall Street, but like, I'm a bandit sign kid. Literally, I was a one-trick pony. Bandit sign, call, deal. Bandit sign, deal. Bandit sign, deal. That's all I knew. And I was pegged in a corner where I could just quit. Like, I just could have given up and just waited till I was done with college and then going to wholesaling. Heck, I probably would have been on my second year of true wholesaling if I just stuck a 4-year college route out. I said, no, screw it. I wanted to change my life. And what I did was I started cold call, started getting deals. And was I good at cold calling starting out? No. Guys, I ended up making a schedule for myself. For a lot of people, like, let's talk about the New Year's resolutioners for losing weight. What do? They make a schedule. I'm going to go to the gym an hour a day, 5 days a week. I'm going to eat good, right? I said, you know what? I suck at cold calling. I got my second call on a cold call, though. I'll tell you this, on a code violation list, got a yes. And that didn't end up being a deal, but like, that was like, okay, I can get yeses on this. But I knew I sucked at cold calling, okay? I was decent enough talking to sellers, but I sucked at wholesaling. So what is a guy got to do? What I did in 2018 was like, you know what? Screw it. I want to get insanely good at cold calling. Insanely good at cold calling, because I have a disadvantage at virtual wholesaling where I have to call these people, knock at the deals virtually. I knew how to do it. Like, I actually done that some with bandit signs with family members and stuff, but like, I wasn't that good. But I knew I had a disadvantage in virtual wholesaling because I was not able to put bandit signs on and I couldn't meet the person. So I was like, all right, this is my disadvantage. So what am I going to do? I had an actual big advantage here. I had the speed advantage. And so I had a disadvantage of not actually being with the sellers, like in person, but I had the speed advantage of calling and getting a deal locked up ASAP virtually. So I took my advantage, mixed it with my disadvantage, and I made it pretty neutral. So I put the good and the bad, mix it up, and that's just regular neutral, right? So I wasn't better off or worse off by virtual wholesaling. I was, how do I call it, same off, right? And so what I basically did was I cold called 5 days a week, 5 hours a day for a year straight. And that was pretty much the latter half of 2018. Now I did a little bit of cold calling, experimenting, you know, before I went to college, but like, I didn't really go crazy into it. Like, I wasn't insane into it, but really things started changing my life when I started doing that in the dorm room, because it wasn't the first month or two I got insane. It was at the end of 2018. Like, that's just when the growth was compounding. It just exponential curve up, and every single day cold call 5 hours, 5 hours, 5 hours, 5 hours. And I tell you, it was not fun. It was not enjoyable. I did not enjoy it. I didn't have one instance where I'm like, I'm so happy to cold call right now. Guys, I gotta tell you, in a dorm room, there's a lot of distractions. A lot of distractions on a Friday night, 2 to 7 p.m. A lot of distractions, but it never stopped, never gave up, never surrendered. I had fun Saturdays, Sundays, a bunch of friends and everything, but like, I can tell you straight up, and when I go see my buddies, they all got their big boy jobs, a lot of hedge fund guys and stuff, and I go see them a couple times a year, and they always laugh at me. They're like, honestly, I should probably call one of them up one day, but like, one of them up on the live, they can tell you word for word what my script was. Word for word what my script was, all right? Are you the owner of the property, and are you interested in selling? Word for word. They always made fun of me as a joke because I said the same script 5 hours straight. And all my roommates could hear me in my room. 5 hours, okay? 5 hours a day. And it was UF. So I actually didn't have I had my own room, but I didn't have my own room because I had to share a bed. There's bed, and then there was like a connecting door, shared a bathroom, and then bed. So 2 rooms, basically, 4 people. 2 to 7 p.m. They knew not to come back. All right. One guy, he tried to bring a lady friend over, and it was 6 p.m. No. They knew. He was like, can you just stop for like just 1 mile? I said, no, I can't. I have to stay in here. Shout out to my friend RJ. He's not gonna be happy with me, but he'll be happy I mentioned him. This was a fun story one day, and I'll have him on he'll come over here once, and I'll have him explain that story. But I basically told him, like, no, it's 6 p.m. You got 1 hour. Come back in an hour. I'll leave. I'll go to the gym. But it's 6 p.m. on a Friday. I cold call 2 to 7 p.m. This is my truth. I wish I could tell you this was a joke, but this is not the joke. 6 p.m. on a Friday, and this was September is my birthday. Near my birthday, I remember this specifically. I made it to myself a commitment that, hey, this is my time, 2 to 7 p.m. I do not shift. I do not get off of this schedule. This is who I am. This is my identity. 2 to 7 p.m. There is nothing you're going to do to rip me off the phone, because I know every single phone call I get, the closer I get to getting a deal, the closer I get to changing my life. There's nothing nobody's going to do to stop me from changing my life. I put opportunity in my own hand. I have everything I need to succeed, and all I know is every single call I get, the better I get at this business, the closer I get to financial freedom, the closer I get to buying another rental property that can just give me more money I can get to change my life, retire my mom, give everything I've ever wanted in my life, and so I cannot struggle. And I put it all on my shoulder. I did not want to work a bag boy job. I did not want to work a 9-to-5 job. I knew exactly what everybody else in that college dorm room was going to do when they graduate. They're all going to sit down in a job, cubicle 9 hours, 8-9 hours a day, and work for somebody else's dream to live it. And I decided, no, I'm going to live my own dream. I'm going to do what it takes to become successful. And that's what I did. So when my buddy RJ came with a girl and he said, bro, what are you doing here? I said, you know what I'm doing. It is 6 p.m. on a Friday. You know my schedule. 2 to 7 p.m. I say the same 2 lines every single day. The owner of the property, and it was no. And it's really annoying for a lot of people. A lot of my buddies, they actually, Fortnite was a bigger craze back then, so they got their headphones in playing Fortnite, so they couldn't hear it. And I can tell you that's usually what they did from 2 to 7 if they were just chilling and other stuff they did. But what I could tell you is I made no excuses in my life, because I knew life would not accept my excuses. Life does not accept your excuses, and I want you guys to understand, life will not care of how tired you are. The wholesaling game doesn't care about if you have to go out here and slept 4 hours the night before. It doesn't matter. The game doesn't care, okay? The only thing it cares about is how much work you put in. Change yourself, get better, and talk to sellers. So I told myself 2018 I was going to become as disciplined as possible. I was going to become a beast in wholesaling real estate. And that was the year that I became a beast. And guess what I did in 2019? I doubled those numbers. 2020, I doubled the same number. 2021, doubled those numbers. And guess what I did in 2022? I nearly doubled it. I didn't completely double it, but I nearly doubled it for like local. If you had JV, I mean, you're almost close to doubling, tripling. But like, what do you think I'm going to do in 2023? What do you think I'm going to do? We're going to smack dab and double this thing again, okay? And what I can tell you is it just gets easier. And what I mean by this is just all you got to do is double your results you're getting. And obviously doubling, making $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month is pretty easy. Going from 10,000 to 20,000, it's pretty much the same amount of work for me, because you're just doubling the effort you do of what you did the previous year. That's called exponential growth. And this means that if you can just double yourself starting back 2023, 24, 25, 26, that's all it takes. It's like playing any video games. Get 10% better over 10 years. You're getting, let me give you an example. If you just go from making 10K a month, okay, let's do a thought experiment 2018. Going from 10K a month 2018, 2019 you go from 20, to 2019 go from 40, then you go to 80, 160, 320, 640, 1.2 million, 2.5, 5, 10, 20, 40. Like, guys, I'm able to double my income. It's making a lot more than 10K a month. So what I can tell you is all I'm doing is double my income. That's all I'm really focusing. Like, I don't really care about anything else. If I can double my income in the business, like, that's what I'm focusing on. And guess what? The economies of the scale, I don't have to cold call like that anymore, because I decided to make that change. I suffered in 2018. I suffered, okay? It is not fun. It is suffer. And I hate to say that word. I hate to admit it, but 2018 was suffering, and it wasn't bad suffering. Like, I mean, I don't like working out. That's suffering, but it leads me to living a happier life, and that's like pleasurable, you know, living healthier and feeling healthy. So it's like, you know, it's like that. But like, because I can go back and say, hey, I suffered 2018, I don't have to suffer the rest of my life. And knowing the suffering I had to go through for 2018, and it's not like bad suffering. Like, I put suffering in a lot of perspective. Like, there's people out here that lose loved ones, go through suffering like that, and things like that's way worse. Okay, type of stuff. Physical pain. Our veterans out here, right? Think of doctors, nurses, teachers. They go through a lot more work than I probably have to do. Okay, and we give a shout to them, right? We give a shout to all EMTs, firefighters, people like that. They suffer a lot more than I do. Okay, they put their lives on the line. Okay, like so let's just take a second to realize like I'm not out here putting my life on the line for the country. Okay, like I want everybody to understand that. Like when I say suffering, it's in like small terms. And so in wholesaling terms, I suffered. In life, not really. Okay, but I think about it like financially. I didn't financially suffer. I time suffered. I effort. And so I always think to myself, you know, and luckily Rick makes a lot of money, so partners. So when I do successful, he gets successful, and you know, it's fine. But like I always think it's like, do I want my sister or my mom to ever financially suffer? That thought haunts me every single day I wake up in the morning, of somebody in my family financially suffering. And so if I can take 1 year of suffering myself, so none of anyone else in my family can suffer, it's motivation enough. And you got to go some deep, dark places in your life to figure out if you really want to do what it takes to become successful. And I've thought of some crazy stuff to like, hey, you don't feel like getting up today, you're going to do it. Why? Don't do it for you. Don't do it because you don't feel like doing it, the work today. Do it because you're doing it for your family. Guys, this stuff of what we do, I hope you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. I think a lot of people can understand this. What we do as entrepreneurs, as wholesalers, man or woman, we do what we do for things that are bigger than us. If your reason, your why for becoming successful in wholesaling is not something that is bigger than you, there's no point. There's legit, I want everyone to understand this. You should not be wholesaling. You have to be having the will, the dedication, and the work to go out here and do things that are bigger than you. What is bigger than me? My family. I can tell you straight up, if I want to go out here and live the life of my dream, I'm bringing my family with me, okay? Like financial success, take care of them, dogs, cats, whoever. But this stuff's bigger than me, all right? And if I'm going to live a legacy for my future kids, and so if I ever have a son or daughter and they look back and they want to see what did father Zach, what did he do when he was my age, when he was 18, 17 years old? Do you think I want to go tell him I sat on my butt all day, did nothing all day in a dorm room in college? Or do I want to let him know that I suffered, I grinded, I did everything it took so you can get to the point we're at right now today? And your father was not a weak man. Your father was a man that took risks. Your father was a man that did everything it took to become the person that he needed to be and for this family. Guys, if you ever have kids, and I don't have kids, but like hopefully one day, or you know, we never know, but like hopefully one day if I have kids, they go back and look at me and say, hey, my father's not a quitter. I can't be a quitter. Your kids will look at you and they can hear whatever you say. You can yap all day about, oh, I was a great guy, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter. I legit want you guys to understand. And as a child that has a father, this is huge. And this is something I figured out very quick in life. It is not what your father says. It is not what your mother says. It is what they do. Your kids will follow more in line of what you do than what you say. If your kid watches you and they say, don't eat junk food, you eat junk food, it doesn't matter what they're not going to respect what you say. A lot of people do that. A lot of kids and fathers and moms and kids see this. Oh, don't eat fast food. And then they go eat fast food. It's like, come on, right? Kids will follow more of what you do than what you say. And so if I want to go out here and instill values into people and young people, and I tell them to work their butt off and live the life that they need to do, what ground do I have to tell them that if I was a quitter and I ever put in the work? And this is very important for your life. And this is very important for everybody watching this, that you have to have a why that is bigger than you, your family, your financial success. Heck, if it's only you doing this for yourself, if you're a lone wolf, think about future kids, future nieces, nephews, dogs, cats, I don't care. But it has to be bigger than you, because that is the only thing that is going to bring you up and bring you past the point where most people are willing to quit. Most people get into wholesaling real estate for the money, the girls, the Lambo, the watch, whatever it is. So stupid. That's stupid. That's not bigger than yourself. Okay. A $250,000 Lambo, Huracan, whatever is not bigger than you. Okay. It's not bigger than you. Your family, your values, who you are as a person, that is bigger than you. And so if you want to make 2023 the year of change, the year that changes everything, you have to have something that's bigger than you. And if you don't have it, you will never have the energy to get past the point, because most people hit that point. They hit that rock like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this again. Oh, this sucks. This is terrible. I don't want to get in a whole side. I don't want to do this. A lot of people have that. A lot of people have that. But the point is, most people quit at that point where, you know, they're week 4 of cold calling. They want to quit. They don't want to drive for us. They don't want to get in that car. It's cold outside. It's warm outside. It's hot. They don't want to knock on that door. They don't want to put that sticky note. They don't want to do it. Most wholesalers quit at that point. You know why? Because they don't have something bigger than them that they count on. They don't. They don't do it because they don't have that motivation, that chip on their shoulder, guys. When every single time I felt like I didn't want to cold call, I look back at one thing. And I'm just giving you real talk right now, okay? I can get off kilter or whatever, but like I had this thing right here. This is my house. It's my personal channel, so you're at my house, okay? You're not the studio. This is my house, all right? I have this thing right here. This is my office right here, okay? Got my gaming PC, but do it for work. Right here, I have this thing right here, okay? I want you guys to understand what I got right here. This is something in 2018 that I had stared at every single time I didn't feel like doing something important for work. Right here is a name tag. I want you guys to look at this thing. I've talked about this a lot. This is my Publix name tag I had from 2014 to 2017. So I got my first deal and quit my job. I stared at that thing very hard when I felt like not going into cold calling, when I felt like not doing an appointment, when I felt like not doing a follow-up. I stared at this little name tag right here. It's a little thing, just something tiny. But I stared at that thing and I thought, if I don't cold call, I'm gonna slap this little name tag on me when I put on my little stupid apron, cover the logo so I don't get sued. But I visualized putting that thing on me and scrubbing toilets and bagging groceries and be like, is this what my life is worth? What would my family think? I just gave up on my dream. How would my future kids, how would my future family look at me and think, why should I chase my dream? He didn't chase his. Guys, it takes 2 seconds of me staring at that thing for me to feel like, you know what? I'm calling. This is not who I am. This is not my life, okay? And so I have that thing right there as a memento. It's something I look at. There's a lot of things here I could explain in future episodes and videos and things, but you look at that thing and it motivates me. It makes me want to become a better person. It wants me to live my dreams and live my truth and help the people out. And thankfully, I've gone past that point where I have more passive income than I can ever dream of. I make more money than I can even have fathomed. But now it's like, Zach, why do you go live so much? Why do you help people out in wholesaling real estate? Why do you give everything you have out free? And that question is the same question that got me pushing me past the point that I don't want to do. You know, most YouTubers and wholesalers, they don't post as much as I do. Why do I post more? Why do I go live more? Why do I go live for longer than most people? Why do I do all this stuff? Because of one key thing that got me past the point where most people quit and most people don't do things in cold calling. And what is that, guys? It's bigger than me. I give wholesaling real estate information out because, not because I want to, but not because I have to, but because it's bigger than me. Changing this wholesaling industry where everybody gets information free and publicly, the best information free and publicly from a 7-figure wholesaler, that's bigger than me. That is life-changing. That will change so many people's lives. And I want everybody to understand this, guys. You're watching on the Zach Ginn YouTube channel. Over a 20%, okay? Over 20% of everybody watching on the YouTube channel, okay? Over 20% are international people. And a lot of crazy countries out here, a lot of crazy men and women out here deciding to change their life. And those people can't afford to pay for a course for whole. And if they'd never had that chance, they'd be stuck at where they are. I hope you guys know a lot of people out here, they don't win the lottery of where they're born. And a lot of things that take to how much money you're going to make in your life and how quality of life is a lottery. It's where you're born, okay? And this is just being completely honest. If you were born in Botswana versus being born in France, statistically, you hit a lottery living in France because you're going to make more money because the economy is a little better. And a lot of people don't win that lottery. And heck, some people like where they're at, but like there's a lot of places out here where the average income for a year is under 10,000. People watch me on YouTube and they learn this wholesaling thing, they change their life, right? I talked to one guy, he in Trinidad and Tobago made 50 grand from a probate deal. The average income, I think, was $10,000, $12,000, maybe 15 in Trinidad and Tobago. But he made 4 times the average income as the average person in one deal in wholesaling real estate. If it wasn't for me, that would have never happened, changed his entire life. And so when I ask myself, should I go and do a live stream today? Should I help the people out? Should I give free wholesaling information out? I think to myself one question. This is bigger than me. This is more important than me not wanting to do something. This is because I have to. The people need this. And one day when I fall flat and I leave this earth, I'll know I left it a better place knowing I did something that was greater than me. Guys, this is the year of change. And what I can tell you is I ain't stopping what I'm doing. I'm helping more people. I'm flexing on more gurus. I'm making people more money. I'm making lives change today. So this is why I'm committed to myself to helping you. And this is why you must commit to yourself. This is why you must commit to yourself to a $1,000 a month program to buy my course. It's a joke, okay? It's a joke. Everyone's got to lay low, okay? I'm making jokes about, all right. So let's talk about it. Let's get into some information, okay? So if we're gonna make 2023 our year of change, I get everyone hoorah, jacked up, right? Okay? But this is the year we make our move, all right? We have to make our move and we can get hyped up about it, but the hyping up means nothing until we make our move. And how do you make your move? There's 2 things you can do this year, all right? You only have 2 options in 2023. Make moves or make excuses. Which one will you make? You're gonna make one of them. Most wholesalers will make excuses. This is the year where you make a move. Make the move or make the excuse. There's other terms, a little more less endearing. Not the best thing to say, but make moves or make excuses. That's my PG-13 formula for this. And what does this mean? What's make moves, right? Like maybe you don't understand the lingo this young kid's saying. Make moves is just taking that action, taking that thing, and everyone says, oh, take action, hustle, take action. Those are all yapping words, okay? Everyone everyone said hustle a million times, make a move. Okay, I'm sick of it. Everyone can say just make a move. Okay, think of a chessboard. Make a move on the chessboard. You're playing checkers. Make that move. Just do something to advance the position of where you need to be. Just advance. Okay, and what are these moves? These are really simple moves. And obviously, I'm going to sound very repeating myself. Best way I could say it. But what's move number one? And I'm going to get in trouble for saying it, but it's true. Move number one: go to freewholesaling.com and get the knowledge in your brain and learn exactly how to get started wholesaling real estate. The laws, how to do it, the process. If you're brand new, you're crazy entrepreneur uncle guy sent this video to you. First thing you should do is go to a website called freewholesaling.com. That's my free real estate wholesaling course, where I teach you wholesaling real estate absolutely for free to A to Z. You don't have to do it, but it's the largest wholesaling course, frankly, because it's the best information, and second, because it's stinking free. So it's freewholesaling.com. I'll tell you this once, okay? Just go to freewholesaling.com. Everyone hears it. In the comments, people can talk about it, okay? And I hope people understand this, okay? But make moves or make, and I could say this a million times, but you have to make your move. And so where are these moves? First of all, go to freewholesaling.com. Figure out, hey, should I do a local market? Should I do virtual wholesaling? Like what should I do? And you're gonna have to figure out exactly how to make the moves on the chessboard. But like really, you start thinking about what move should I make? Think about the moves to make, right? What I can tell you is for most people, going to freewholesaling.com, figuring it out, here's the best part about this. And I am begging everybody to do this, okay? I'm gonna give everyone a link. Everyone knows on these live streams, when you hop on the live streams and watch it, if I tell them to watch it, well, I'm gonna post it right now. I post StreamYard link, okay? These are links right here. This is a StreamYard link right here, okay? This is a link for you to hop on and talk to me one-on-one. I urge most people, 99.9, Zach, I don't know what to do. You can actually hop on and talk to me for free. I'll talk to anybody for free, okay? Anybody that needs help in wholesaling real estate, I will literally personally talk to you, okay, for free. Usually they're not very long calls because what I can tell you to do is pretty quick and simple. But if you have a question, always bring a StreamYard link on to everybody, and you can always, and I'll answer the question for you. But most people's moves is a step-by-step basis that we teach at freewholesaling.com. So the first question you have to ask yourself is, should you do virtual wholesaling or in-person wholesaling? We're not going to get into the specifics of things, but like, for example, if your average ARV, median home price, which I teach at freewholesaling.com how to figure it out, is if it's below 400,000 and your county's population is above 100,000, that's probably good. Stay in person. That's a good wholesaling market. Now, if you are in, like, let's say LA, where the ARV is skyrocketing, the population's big, probably do virtual. How do you do virtual? I teach you that at freewholesaling.com. But the main part about this is just make that move. Start doing the action. Start putting the ball forward. And I tell you, every single time you just do an extra hour to get in this business, you'll do well. And you'll be going faster to the point of success. And this is a very big part. This is something I want to tell everybody. People are not going to like what I say here, but this is the truth. Move in silence. And I want everybody to understand this. We have to move in silence here. A lot of people, they like making their moves and they start yapping. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Oh, I'm going to make a fit. I've had kids. I'm going to make $50,000 this month, Zach, and I'm going to buy you personally a Rolex watch. First of all, I don't need a Rolex. But number two, and this is a very important point, why are you telling me your move? Like, I could care less. And what did I say before? Let's talk about how kids look at their parents. Do you think I could care less what you say? What you say is actually very important to what you think, and I do say that is very important, but what you say is very nominal to what you do. And the words you say can mean anything. I had one guy say, I'm going to get a McLaren this year. And I'm like, dude, can we get your first deal? Okay. A lot of people are speaking a lot of things into existence, and that's great. You know, I'm always in the mindset of the power of positive thinking, but the one thing is if you make your goal too crazy. So a lot of people have this goal, I want to become a billionaire. Okay. Okay. We can have that on the big board. Let's make that on the big board. Let's write, be a billionaire. Okay. That's great. Okay. Let's make 100K first, then make $500,000, then $1 million, then 2, then 3, then 10, then 50, and then we can get our way up there. If you go from 0 to $1 billion, you will be disappointed that you don't get it in your first year. But if you have a goal at 100K, it will push you a little farther, okay? And for a lot of people's goals are getting messed up. They make their goals too insane, all right? Make sure your goal is something reachable. If my goal is to be 7 feet tall, I'm not gonna get it, okay? You know what? I'm over 6 feet tall. That's fine. I'm happy with it, but I'm never gonna be able to get 7 feet tall. I'm never gonna get 8 feet tall. Why is that? Genetically, that's all I can do. It's not a problem. But make sure your goals are something that's reachable, but also very important. This is hugely important for everybody watching this. Move in silence. And I'm not saying this, but like, I'm not saying this to be mean or from an ego play or anything, but just move in silence. Everybody says all these crazy big aspirations, and I love hearing them, but keep it in your head. It is so much more satisfying to have your friends tell you, wholesaling sucks, wholesaling sucks. Oh, I'm gonna go Lambo, I'm gonna... Just shut up. Your mom says this wholesaling thing's gonna be terrible. You can tell her what you're doing. Stop arguing. Shut her up with your success. A lot of guys and gals out here whose moms and dads don't approve what they're doing. Wholesaling's a scam, it's terrible. How do you shut them up? A nice check from an attorney, all right? A nice check from an attorney will shut a lot of parents up. For example here, I'll show you here at Wholesaling House for Real. I'm just kind of listing exactly a lot of the people are learning free, and we do have a free wholesaling Facebook group, Wholesaling Houses for Real, and a lot of people out here, they're getting deals and they're learning for free and they're doing amazing, right? But like, let me show you this one thing. And what I mean by moving in silence, it's how you shut people up pretty quick, okay? Shout out to Megan right here. Megan got a deal, closing off 2012, 27. She said, what is it? When I see everyone post a check, I get jealous. Thanks Zach and Rick for showing me the way and making it available for everyone, right? Right here, look at this. Title and Abstract LLC from an escrow account in Louisiana. I think that's an attorney on there, but she literally out here got a deal. Boom, $4,450. If Megan's friends or family said, oh, it's wholesaling thing's a scam, it's never gonna work, shut them up fast. And how do you shut their stinking mouth? Show them a check. Move in silence, get a check, and then shut everybody up. I promise you right now, it is 50, 100 times more satisfying. And I was at the point where I never really showed my friends the check. It didn't really matter that crazy to me. But like, that's how you shut people up. Family doesn't believe in you. I promise you, once you flash a check like this that you made legally from a real title company or like an attorney writing the thing up, you will shut them up so fast. They'll be like, oh, I believed in you. I believed in you. I'm telling you guys, a lot of my friends were like, what's this crazy thing? They believed in me after. Shout out to her. She got the settlement statement right there. Let's see. Another closing here from Steven. Shout out to him. A lot of people like posting their wins out here. I had a really fun, it was a really cool one. So hold on, see it. Did they delete it? Yeah, I think they deleted it. All right, we'll do this for another day. But a lot of people are posting their checks, I think someone DM'd me, that's why. But like, guys, move in silence. And this is gonna be their second part here of learning it. And we're gonna get it going, okay? And the next part, very important, but we're gonna make a schedule according to our time and money available. That's pretty much it. So what kind of moves do I make? And the most important move you can make is creating a plan and creating a schedule. And why do I always say this? Zach, you are like a broken record when you say make a schedule according to your time and money and stick to the schedule and go after it, make a plan. Because I know for a fact, I study the great. I study the greatest men and women of all time. All of them. The greatest businessmen and women, the greatest leaders, the greatest people for social changes, the greatest people that rose up for a government and said, we are not doing this anymore. We are changing the way we're going. Social change, what I mean by that. People that conquer land, people that are great in sports, all these things. The greatest people of all time, they all had one thing in common, okay? I think of the greatest people of all time, all right? So first of all, think of the American Revolution, all right? Those people had a plan. They made a plan of action. That's why they became successful. The American Revolution would have never had a thing. The French Revolution would never be a thing if they just sat on their butts all day and said, you know what? I'm just gonna do what I feel like. Let's kind of just do a little battle here and there and see if we can win. No, they made a change, okay? The Civil War is not won from just sitting dilly-dallying around all day, every day, okay? Civil War, think of Harriet Tubman, all right? One of the most craziest, like amazing women out here in the United States ever. Do you think she dilly-dallied out here, especially the Underground Railroad, just, oh, I'm just gonna go where I feel like trying to save people? No, okay? She had a plan. She saved a lot of people and she made her move. She made moves. She moved in silence, obviously, but like she had a plan, okay? You think of the greatest people. I always love Alexander the Great. I use him a lot because Mike Tyson actually studied a lot of his boxing from Alexander the Great. Crazy story, but think of Alexander the Great. Why do I always talk about Alexander the Great? Because number one, I want everyone to understand this. Alexander the Great was 22 years old when he started, I think 20, by 22 when he conquered the known world. All of the vast Persian Empire, all from a guy from basically northern Macedonia, all of Egypt, all these things. Why? Why did he, how was he able to, did he dilly-dally? Oh, I'm just going to conquer Persia today. I'm going to do what I feel like. No, he made a plan. And he did at 20 stinking years old. All right, Joan of Arc, 17, I think 17 years old in the Rose War, 100 Years War, one of those wars, when she was in France against England. And I mean, not a good ending for her, but like think of Albert Einstein, you think of all these people, Dwight D. Eisenhower, World War II. How was Winston Churchill, how did he survive war and everything like that? Had a plan. They all had plans. And if you do not make plans, you will not become successful. That's why I'm telling everybody, you look at the people you look up to in life. I tell you, one person I always look up to, one person I always admire is MLK Jr., right? He would literally, he was a great guy, but like he would have not been able to be even close to where he was at if he didn't take action, didn't make plans. You need to understand the greatest men and women of all time. Think of Michael Jordan, LeBron James. I love those people. They weren't able to do what they did if they didn't make a plan. I always say this, but Kobe Bryant had the 6-6-6 approach, which I don't think is a good name for something, but so this This is his quote. He literally worked out on basketball when he was in high school, 6 hours a day, 6 days a week for 6 months straight to get ready for basketball. He made a plan. Do you think you're better than Kobe Bryant? I want everyone in the chat to ask me, are you better than Kobe? Are you better than Kobe? I think there's one person on here that can say they're better than Kobe. LeBron might be able to fight me. He's going to try to fight me on it, but he's the only person in the chat who can try to fight me on it. Actually, Michael Jordan could probably. If those two people want to hop in the chat, we'll talk. But you're probably not better than Kobe. And Kobe made a plan in the schedule. So if you got to go out here and make a plan in a schedule and you become successful. So many wholesalers out there, they get so crazy stressed out of, oh, I'm going to go out here and just do what I feel like all day. You have to make a plan. If you want to be like the greatest people of all time, you have to make a plan. And now, once you make that plan, you go after it, you'll do well. But the second part here is ask yourself, what are you willing to do to achieve your dream? What are you willing to sacrifice to achieve your dream? And this is something not a lot of people talk about. Oh, I'm going to grind. Guys, you're going to sacrifice something. Sacrifice your health, sacrifice your time with family, enjoyment, entertainment, leisure. You're going to sacrifice something. You don't have to sacrifice your health. I would not tell anyone to sacrifice their health, time with family, but time with friends maybe. Usually social media time, Netflix, Hulu, whatever you do, sacrifice that. Sacrifice the stuff that's not going to make you money, and that's going to be truly what you value in life. And when I was in my grind phase, lucky I was in a dorm room for latter half 2018, I didn't really have time with family. Like obviously on the phone stuff, but like no family was with me in a dorm room, so like I didn't really deal with that. I had video games, friends which I still hung out on the weekends. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to stop watching Netflix. I'm going to stop scrolling Instagram. I'm going to stop doing all these things. Because on Instagram, I'm seeing all these successful people, and people on Instagram, like, and Facebook to a point, they're like showing off what they want you to see. The watch, cool port, all those great things, the traveling. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to live this life for real by not looking at Instagram and actually living towards and reaching out to that point. That's what I'm able to do now. Guys, you have to ask yourself, what are you willing to do to achieve your dream? And then do that thing, for example. You have to know what you're willing to give up. And once you do that, a lot of things start changing, guys. Number 2 here, prove everyone wrong. And I want you guys to understand that a lot of chips need to be on your shoulders sometimes for you to push past that point. If you have somebody out here that is saying you can't do it or they don't believe in you, prove them wrong. I'm the type of guy where someone says I can't do something, I will do it just to spite them. Sometimes it's not a good quality, but sometimes I think about that, okay? Oh, you can't do that. I'm going to do it just to spite you, all right? And a lot of wholesalers, a lot of my competition did that. Oh, you're never going to win on this deal. Oh, I take it personally. Sometimes I take things too personally. I'm like Michael Jordan sometimes did. Oh, I took that personally. And I've, especially with a lot of gurus out here that say, oh, you're never going to be even close with the followers or whatever. Like, I could care less about that point, just more about impact, but you're never going to be successful giving stuff out for free. I've had countless people tell me that. I'm just going to prove you stinking wrong. That's what I do, right? Guys, you have to go out here and prove your haters wrong. Not particularly haters to a point, but like you have to prove the people that didn't believe in you wrong. Had a lot of people never believe in me. Only way I can prove them wrong is by becoming successful. That's the only option. And I did it. And the last thing I want you to understand this, guys. 2 things actually. Two things very important. Number 1, we are not descendants from weak men and women. And I want to leave you with this statement. I have another statement to leave you off with, but I want you guys to really think about this. I want everyone to really think about this hard. And this is going to get you a little jacked up. No lies. Hey, come back to this video. Think about it every time you want to quit. But I want you to understand this. You are not descendant from weak men and women. So whenever you feel like you're going to get soft, if you want to get weak, if you don't want to get up that day and do wholesaling or go out here and cold call or do any of these things, you're not descendant. You're not a descendant of a weak person. Your family, you go back 3,000-4,000 years, they had to go fight off tigers and lions and saber-toothed tigers and crazy things and warring tribes and all these conquerors and all this war and all just for you to be plopped out here alive right now, 2023, living your life. A lot of crazy stuff had to happen, okay? Wherever you're at in life right now, someone in your family had to go through some insane, crazy, suffering, insane, like stuff, okay? You have to survive all this, your whole entire bloodline, I hope you guys have to understand this, had to go through so much stupid, crazy, stressful, chaotic stuff to get to the point where everyone had to survive to have you be born right. And so understanding in your bloodline right now, every single person watching this, you are a descendant of strong warriors, fighters, people that never gave up because they couldn't, okay? Ice ages and all this crazy human being stuff, they all had to go, all your ancestors, you keep going to a point, had to go through all this crazy stuff to be born. So you remember in your bones right now, in your DNA, in your genetics, you have strong men and women in your life that brought you to this point right now. So what are you going to do with all that? Your entire family, your entire bloodline had to go through so much to get to where you're at right now. What are you going to do with that opportunity? What are you going to do? Are you going to go out here and prove exactly what your entire life has been culminating to this point right now to live the life that you deserve? Or are you just going to plop down, not do the work and sit down and watch Netflix, don't really do anything all day? You got to choose that point to yourself and what you want to do. I chose the tough point. I chose the point where most people don't want to do. But guess what that did for me? Changed everything. And you got to understand to yourself, guys, that one last last point I want to give out before you do Q&A, everything like that. But like what I want you just to leave off, one very important thing. This is a Fuchsia's quote. This is one of my favorite quotes of all time. Amazing quote. But actually it's one quote and two quote. You know, first of all, you guys know we only have one life. We only have a very finite amount of time on this earth. Not a lot. 100 years if you're lucky. Some above that, right? But like you have a very finite time alive right now. And so you only have one life. What are you going to do with that life? Are you going to live it to the extreme and the max and choose and go and conquer your dream? So when you are at the end of your life, you can say, hey, I gave it I gave it all. Guys, hopefully when I'm an old man, 95, 100 years old, and you know, I'm sitting old in my old rocking chair and say, you know what? I did everything I possibly could to have the most success I could. I put in the hours, I put in the dedication, I did everything I possibly can to live a life that was worth living. Confucius said this quote, and this is a quote that always resonated with me really hard, but men and women have two lives, and the second life starts when you realize you only have one. And that was one of the biggest quotes I've ever heard in my life, and that was one of the most life-changing quotes I ever heard. And when you realize you only have one life, you start living like you do. You start realizing that, like, hey, I gotta take control of everything. And life's short enough where why not try to live it to the max? Why not go out here and do everything I can? Okay, so all men and women live two lives, and the second life starts when you realize you only have one. Once you understand that, you realize I need to go out here and start taking action. I need to go out here and start doing what it comes to. And if you do that, I promise you, 2023 will be the year of change, the year that everything changes in your life, the year that your life has changed forever, and the year that you will become a successful wholesaler. Guys, this is for wholesaling, real estate, life in general, but make this year your year. And I hate to get all raw excited for you guys, but sometimes you guys need this. Sometimes you have to realize why you're doing it. Make it bigger than you. Go to freewholesaling.com, get the knowledge up, start getting deals, and make it a life worth living. This is Zach Ginn, and this is my message. I approve it. So